$28,199 cash collected in 6 days for my client's info product solely through organic content, no paid ads whatsoever. In this exact video, guys, I'm going to be breaking down how we were able to do this, every single system, every single thing that went into generating this in 6 days. And guys, the only reason we were able to do this is because it got so crystal clear on the ICP. We developed a USP, we developed a unique mechanism that solved our ICP's problem to a T, and that's how we were able to cash collect $28,199 in 6 days. So if you are a coach or you're a creator stuck at 15 to 50K a month, right? And your offer right now is just unpredictable, the revenue is unpredictable, you aren't generating the money that you know you actually deserve, stick along to the end of the video because I'm going to be breaking down literally every single thing you need to know. Now, just for a little bit of proof, of course, we had the payments split up on a lot of processors, right? We had some on Fanbasis, we had some on crypto, we also had some on bank transfer, Zelle, Wise, and Venmo. And I'll also be breaking down how you can actually charge a premium and get your clients to pay in full $6,000-$7,000 for your one-on-one coaching offer. Now, mind you, for some client backstory, this client only had 2.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube and essentially didn't even use his Instagram. This was just a personal Instagram account that I will later be talking about how we utilize for story sequences. But all in all, this client only has an audience of 2.5 thousand people. Now, when we onboarded this client, he was in the exact same situation that you might be in right now, right? Inconsistent months. His revenue was anywhere from 3K a month to 5K a month to 12K a month. He had no predictability in his business. He had no tracking whatsoever on the back end. He didn't even know when his students had to pay him on payment plans. He had completely no structure or back-end infrastructure, and most importantly, no USP in his offer that we will be covering later on. And he was just chucking random prices around. Now, if this sounds familiar, this is exactly what's happening and why this is happening, right? When a lead comes across your content ecosystem or your funnel, they are confused. They don't know which direction to go down. You have to understand that you have to be positioning your whole entire content ecosystem, every single video you post, your entire funnel, all of the copy on your landing page, all of your messaging has to be congruent so that when leads come to you, they know exactly that this is the thing that's going to help them. Your product, your offer is going to help them get to their desired outcome, and that's why they will have no problem handing you over their credit card. But when you don't have a dialed in USP, you don't know your ICP, you have no structure within your offer, this is why you will have inconsistent months and you're not generating the money you want, right? Because when the lead comes across your content, the messaging is not congruent enough for them to actually take that next step, booking a call with you, or actually take another step and pay you and give you their credit card, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you're in e-commerce, you're in trading, you're in crypto, you're an AI agency. When a lead is going to come across your content, or maybe the leads are coming across your content right now, there's 1,000 of you. There's so many of you. Why would they choose you over your competitor, right? They think, oh, this is another trading creator, another e-com creator, right? You have to have something in your offer. You have to have enough structure, a USP, unique mechanism that actually makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. And obviously that's going to be the main thing that we're going to be discussing in this video. But one thing I do want to preface is that this system that I'm going to be talking about in this video does not only work for creators with a small following, right? What I need you to realize right now is that it's all about volume. Sorry, there was a typo right there, but we were able to generate $28,199 in cash with only 2.5K YouTube subs. Now imagine if you had 5X of subscribers, so you have 13K subscribers, or you have 10X, so you have 25,000 subscribers, or even you have 20X, so you would have 50,000 subscribers. When you have the right systems in place that I'm about to show you, more volume, more money. So that's one thing I do want to preface with you. If you are a creator watching this, you have 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100,000 followers on Instagram or YouTube, this will still work for you. The only difference is you're going to make even more money because you have more leads entering your ecosystem and funnel. So now that we have that out the way, how do we actually do our market research? How do we actually get clear on our USP? There's 4 things we did to understand our client's dream avatars, ICP, literally to a T. Number 1, and this is the biggest lever you can pull, is going to be sales call. Have your closer, or even you, get on a few calls with the leads that are in your DMs or entering your funnel and actually understand what these leads want. What are they struggling with? Why they want to hop on a call with you? Why do they even want to work with you? What are their desires? Understand everything. Take those transcripts, put it into Claude, put it into GPT, see the similarities. What are all your leads struggling with? What are they desiring, right? You guys get the point. Take a few sales calls. Even if they don't pay you up front, this will pay off in the long term, trust me. Next is going to be Instagram polls on your story, actually communicating with your Instagram audience, right? And asking them what they actually want to see out of your content, what they need most help with. So let's say you're a trading creator, put up on your story, what is the biggest thing preventing your audience from becoming profitable? Is it their risk management? Is it their psychology? Understand what they all have in common. IG questions. As you can see here on the launch on December 9th, what questions do you actually have about the inner circle? What objections would you have? What concerns do you have? So then we can pre-handle this later on in all of the sales assets and the pre-call assets. Next is going to be the DMs. Guys, such an underrated thing you can do is just simply go through your messages. See what your leads are asking from you. See what they want out of you. See what they're desiring, right? We went through the creators' DMs. We understood the biggest things that they were struggling with this specific business model, so we know how to actually create the offer. Now, you must have a very clear answer to every single one of these questions, because if you don't have a complete and structured offer. So after this video, I want you to answer all of these 7 questions, right? Who is your dream avatar? Who would you actually want in your program, you working with them? Who are you most confident you can actually help? Who do you want on the other side of the screen? What is their nightmare? Is it working a 9 to 5? Is it staying stuck under 5K a month? What is their dream outcome, right? That ties into same thing right here. What is their desired outcome? Is it making 20K a month? Is it X, Y, Z? Whatever the case might be, get very clear on that. What is the time frame and urgency? Why should they actually do this now? Why can't they just wait another few months or a year? What's the big emotional benefit behind them actually making this change and taking the first step? And 2 things we'll get into later here is their stage of awareness and their market sophistication, right? How sophisticated are your prospects? Do they already know their problem? Do they already know your offer, right? We'll get into that in a bit here. Another lever you can pull is in your Typeform application, right? Actually ask your audience, besides just asking them the price and this and that and qualifying them, is actually asking them what are the motivations that drive them to do this? What is their biggest struggle? Now I'll get into this later, but essentially we put the Typeform in the Instagram and YouTube. We have everyone in a Google Sheet. We can see their monthly income, their goal, all of their details, and everybody who's qualified, meaning they were making at least $1,500 a month, they were able to get inside of the Telegram waitlist, which we will get into later here. Now, I could make a whole video about crafting the USP in itself. I mean, we could sit here for hours, but I'm just gonna try to keep this as short as possible. But understand your market sophistication. Are they more emotionally driven, story-led, right? One clear avatar. Who is the exact person that all of your copy and all of your content is talking to? What result do they deeply desire? What pain do they suffer with? What belief do they hold that keeps them stuck from achieving their goal, right? Their nightmare, what's their dream? Next, I cannot stress how important this is actually your unique mechanism, right? Like I said, if you're a trading coach, econ coach, whatever the case might be, think about how many people are in your market right now and how many people are trying to sell the same leads on the same exact thing. You have to come up with something that's going to make you different. What is your unique mechanism? Why should someone go to you instead of your competitor? Now, if you actually did this part right, now you can actually create the offer that you're going to be selling, and you know exactly who you're selling to, what you're selling, and why they need it. So for my client, right, he runs an offer helping people start and scale their agency. For the one-on-one program, right, this was not for beginners. This is for agency owners already making from 3 to 10K a month, but they want to scale to 20K a month and beyond. They want that one-on-one access. So that's exactly what we offered, is those one-on-one calls. We have the group coaching calls, and one thing that we did, which is kind of our unique mechanism, you could say, is instead of just selling a video module course, instead of just selling coaching calls like almost everybody in our space was selling, we actually had something different by licensing my creators or my clients' systems, his SOPs that he uses to this day running his real agency. All of the one-on-one students actually got to license those exact systems. Then they got the complete video module library. They got their private one-on-one Discord channel for communication, of course, a community access, and a few bonuses. Now for the group coaching, of course, we're going to have leads. We're going to have people that are not making 3 to 10K a month. Maybe they're more beginners or they're stuck around 1 to 3K a month, but they can't afford the 6K package. This is where the group coaching comes in, right? They still have a 45-minute onboarding roadmap call for the people that do pay in full, but they would get 3 group coaching calls a week. They would get a private ticketing system in Discord so they could still ask their questions. They had a complete video module library, and they got the advanced SOPs and frameworks and the community as well. And then we had the last offer in the offer stack, which was the DIY, kind of like the downsell for the people that are complete beginners, wanted to start this business model. And for $497, they got all the frameworks and SOPs and the video modules, but no one-on-one access that we can later upsell into the group coaching and just keep ascending them. Now, again, I'm just scratching the surface here. I could go way more in detail about how we actually used all the market research to tie this in, create the offer. But if you're a coach or creator stuck anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000 a month, and you actually want us to audit your entire business, show you what's not working, show you what's working, how you can actually scale and implement these systems to get to where you want to be, go ahead and book a call down below and we can see if we can help. Now, for the launch process, this is very, very important. It's one of the biggest levers you can pull. We created 3 YouTube sales assets. One was a trust asset showing a student testimonial that is going to crush a lot of objections that other leads have, get them over that hump if they still have some of that skepticism. We created a YouTube VSL, which is essentially just a pre-selling mechanism, which was a 1-hour free course exposing everything the client did to get his agency to where it is. We also had some student testimonials in there, this, that, and the other, but essentially this is what's going to really be your money printer. And last but not least, we had the bottom of funnel videos, which established my client as an authority, right? So going back to market research, we completely understood our ICP to a T. This is why it's so important. We understood what they were struggling with. That's how we were able to structure these YouTube videos going really in depth on how to solve the biggest problem they were facing within the business model. That way, later on, when we talk about the sales process and the kind of like the pre-call assets, whenever you get a lead onto the calendar, we were asking them what their biggest struggle was. If their biggest struggle was marketing, sales, whatever it was, we can send them a specific YouTube video that positions us as an authority that we can actually solve their problem. Now we're gonna get into the real sauce of how we were actually able to convert all of these leads. So make sure you guys stick around because it's gonna be insane value. But there's one thing I need to preface is that for client privacy reasons, I had to blur out a lot of things, including the business model, this, that, the other, again, just for client privacy reasons. But I still want to show you guys the exact story sequence on Instagram and the Telegram promo so you guys can see how we went about it. Now for Instagram, we used a whisper, tease, shout funnel. For those of you that don't know, this is what some of the biggest movies do when they are promoting a new movie that is dropping. And this builds so much anticipation, and this positions what you're selling, what you're dropping as the biggest and just craziest thing ever. So on day 1, we're just whispering about it, right? I have something huge dropping early December for agency owners. Stay tuned. And we're doing some market research by essentially asking, what's the biggest struggle you're facing at the same time? Again, how long you've been in it for? Again, on the next day, I have something incredibly massive launching soon. Stay tuned. Day 3, I'm doing the biggest thing I've ever done for agency owners in 18 days. Stay tuned. December 9th, be ready, right? So we're instilling the date into their head, but they still don't know what it's all about. Again, announcing one of the biggest updates I've ever released. If you're a serious agency owner, stay tuned. You do not want to miss this, right? So we're just whispering about it. Day 6 comes along and we say, December 9th, I'm launching my biggest ever one-on-one cohort. Yeah, this is for you if you're running an agency, calling out our ICP essentially and calling out their desired outcome where they want to be. Join the waitlist for the inner circle. And this is the Telegram group that we're going to be covering next year soon. Then we drop some student results. Then on day 8, again, I'm releasing my most exclusive program for serious agency owners. I'm going to be taking on 20 people. And one thing we did is actually build real scarcity, right? If you say you're only taking on 20 or 30 people, then only take on that amount of people. That's how you build real urgency. We also included just surface level stuff about the offer itself. And then on day 9, we also decided to do a live free class in the Telegram where we got even more market research. We built more anticipation and we were able to tease everyone even more with the offer. Then we posted some more student wins. Our client did a little selfie video, dropped a new YouTube video telling everybody to go watch it. And then we go inside here, we ask everyone, are you on the wait list for the inner circle? As you can see, 78% of people were in there. If you said yes, now we give them a little sneak peek of what they're going to be getting inside the program in a week, right? So we got the one-on-one program, we dropped everything that's included, and said, guys, if you want access to all of this, the systems, the coaching, the only way to get access is on my private waitlist, right? Which is the Telegram, creating urgency here, closing in 2 days. Now you're shouting about it. Now you're pushing everyone, you're CTAing everyone. We asked them, like I said earlier, what questions do you have about it so we know how to pre-handle the objections. And then we say that one-on-one inner circle spots are officially closing. If you guys want results like these with these student testimonials, apply to get inside the private Telegram. And the only qualification pretty much for someone to get in private Telegram was at least making 1 to 1.5K a month, right? Day 18, your last chance to join the waitlist for the 2025 one-on-one inner circle. Then we got the client to make a little video, a promo video, essentially saying that he's been working on this program for a super long time. And if you guys haven't noticed by now, we're just building so much anticipation, so much scarcity, and positioning it as the biggest thing ever. And on day 20, on December 9th, we finally launched. We said we are live, applications now open. And then a few hours after, we said the spots are filling up fast. Don't miss this opportunity. I promise you guys, if you implement this Whisper Tease Shout funnel and do it correctly, position yourself correctly with your launch, with your offer, you will make a ridiculous amount of money. Now, everybody that filled out the Typeform to join the waitlist was hit with emails with our ESP. We use Kit, breaking down limiting beliefs, showing student results, and just building even more anticipation. And now we get into the Telegram. Now, when it comes to Telegram, the way you do your promo, once you have all the leads inside of the waitlist, is going to determine, it's going to be make or break on how much money you are actually going to generate, right? Now, I'm not going to be breaking down every single message inside the Telegram because that would just be way too much value just for YouTube, right? You have to pay me for that. But I'm going to be breaking down a lot of the stuff that we actually did to convert these leads, right? So initially, you need a welcome message to set the frame and set the intention of why this is even happening, right? Alongside, again, you want to keep pushing the date of the launch. So if you're launching January 11th, January 17th, December 25th, whatever, you want to keep reminding the audience, keep reminding everyone inside the Telegram about that date. And we just say kind of who's ready, right? For the next 2 days, we are just posting student results. We post a YouTube video, and we are finally announcing the live free class with an actual personalized video from the client, right? And you want to position everything to actually benefit them, right? We're doing live agency audits to help them scale. We're helping them do this. Everything has to be in their benefit. And then we're just positioning Friday to be crazy because we're giving out all this value on a free call. Then we kind of break down how the client has been working on this for a year now. He's licensing every single system, his SOP, and now he's kind of like, bragging about all of the student wins that he has in the program. Now, I want you guys to actually pay attention to the copy, right? Like, listen to what we're saying. Who's ready to actually learn to make some money? We are hyping up the live free class, and we're saying anybody who joins the program on December 9th and doesn't succeed, you shouldn't do the business at all, right? Because we kind of position it as, I could charge a lot of money for this because it will save you years. So if there's one date you can't afford to miss, it's December 9th. Even more anticipation. Before then, check out a student interview. So they are completely just being hammered with student testimonials, proof, urgency. You have to realize what we are doing here, right? We drop another YouTube video. Then again, right before the actual launch date, We send the Instagram stories into the Telegram, so everybody who didn't see the stories can actually see what's going to be included in the program right here, in a little bit of announcement breaking down what's going to be inside of the inner circle. And then we drop even more student results talking about everybody in the inner circle is signing new creators like clockwork. Again, December 9th, closing the waitlist in a few days. If you're here, you are very, very lucky. Then we get hit with another student result. Then 2 days before the launch, right? 2 days, December 9th. Are you ready? 6 and 7 figure agency owners will be created in this cohort. Only 20 spots. Real urgency. December 9th. Act fast. Then 1 day before the launch, kind of asked them, who's ready? They were hammered with even more student results. And then on launch date, right, we dropped the application, 20 spots, and then the calendar was packed out. And then tying into that, on December 9th, they were also hit with an SMS blast. And in these texts, we were pushing everyone to fill out the type form and book a call. So that was our launch process. Now on to our sales process, right? We had the type form linked to join the Telegram and YouTube and Instagram, right? Meaning everyone that did qualify had at least 1.5K a month that they were making, right? They had some kind of income. They were let into the Telegram to book a call directly. Now, when we go over here, right, they're inside the Telegram. It's December 9th. Now they can book a call. This is where you want to add more friction, and they can directly book onto the closures calendar. If we go inside the type form logic right here, we can see they need a minimum of $1.5 thousand to actually get on a call, because we do have buy now, pay later options. We do have payment plans, right? But if they do have below 1K, if they only have $0 to $500, then you redirect them, and don't just have them submit, because then they know, oh, they just want my money. Then we ask for their credit score. What is your credit score? If it's anything below 650, then they get DQ'd, and then the setter will dial them just to reconfirm. And if they very early are DQ'd, then we send them some YouTube assets. But if they have above 1.5K, or if they have above a 650 credit score that can pretty much get approved for financing, then they are able to book a call. Now, what about the leads that filled out the type form, but they did not actually join the Telegram, or they did not book a call? Of course, we have them in the Google Sheet right here, and they will get dialed by the setter. If they're qualified, they'll be booked onto a calendar. If they're not qualified, then they will be pitched on the downsell. Let's say they qualify, they book onto the call, they will automatically be redirected to the thank you page, right? This will be breaking down, addressing their limiting beliefs, addressing their objections, and is overall setting the frame for how the closing call is going to go. Step 2 is actually make sure they confirm the call. This reduces the no-show rate and actually makes sure that they have it in their calendar, right? Step 3 is actually going to be watching the FAQs, and these should be your biggest objections. You should have your client or you yourself break down and pre-handle the most common objections you get on your thank you page before the call, so then you can make your closer's life easier. And then of course, when they scroll down, they get to see all the amazing student results that does, reassure them. Now, as soon as they get booked in, we got an automation which sends them into Kit, and they are hit with book call emails. Again, we're breaking down limiting beliefs, reassuring them a student wins, and just setting the frame for the closing call. Now we have the post-call booking flow. And guys, this is so important, not only for your show rate, but making sure your leads have the right intention. Now, immediately, once the call is booked, the setter will make an Instagram group chat with the closer and with the creator or the offer owner, where the creator will send an evergreen handheld video. Now, you guys have to be implementing this, because every single info product that's doing big numbers actually does this. Then right after that, the lead gets triaged by the closer, and they are sent the most appropriate student case study to their situation and a YouTube video solving their biggest problem. And then of course, we have SMS and email reminders through Go High Level and Calendly. So that would be the sales process. Now, when it comes to all of the back end automations to make sure that everything is flowing smoothly, we use a few different softwares. We use Zapier and we use Go High Level. And then for other softwares, of course, we use Calendly, we use Typeform, we use Discord for the sales team communication, we use Airtable for tracking, Kit for obviously the email service provider, and Fanbases for all the payments. So I'm just gonna quickly kind of scroll through here so you guys can understand all of the zaps and the workflows that we have set up. Again, this would require a whole different video for me to kind of go into the backend systems just to make sure everything flows smoothly. but that's just kind of like a high level overview of our tech stack. But guys, if you made it to the end of this video, you saw the entire breakdown, you actually understood it, you see the value. Remember, we did this with a client with only 2,000 followers. So right now, if you're a coach or creator stuck at $15,000 to $50,000 a month and you have a bigger following, imagine what this could do for your offer. So if you're stuck because your offer just simply isn't converting, the revenue is not predictable, and your cash flow is just all over the place, I run MB Growth Partners, my company where we take on done-for-you clients to help coaches and creators scale their info products. We handle the complete offer transformation, the sales process, the sales assets, the sales team, the complete backend system, pretty much everything you saw in this video and more. And more importantly, we actually customize this and tailor this to your business's exact situation. So again, if you're a creator or a coach and you're stuck between $15,000 to $50,000 a month with your info product, if you're ready to finally actually start making the money you want and change the lives you got into coaching in the first place for, then click the first link in the description to actually book a 15-minute call with me. I've generated 7 figures in the info space as a closer, sales manager, growth op. I am 100% confident we can come in, help you solve all your problems, and help you actually scale your info business. So if you are ready, then book a call. We will audit your entire business, showing you exactly what's keeping you stuck. And if it makes sense, we will build these exact same systems for your business. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.